What sort of visa do I have to have when opening a company in China? I'd like to answer this question today because we get this frequently. Answer is very simple actually. The company registrar here in China, in every city you go, they don't ask for a specific type of visa. They just ask for the copy of the passport if you're present here, and also the copy of the border stamp, which you get at the border when crossing into China at the airport. So these two things will be enough to register a company in person. Now, if you are registering the company under your existing company, which is in your home country or some other country abroad, of course, you need to bring legalized copies of your company documents. Now, this legalization, as we discussed before in many videos, is done only through the Chinese embassy. All right. So you have to bring those again if you are registering that new entity in China under the name of your existing company. When it comes to visa, like I said, nobody is going to ask the copy of your visa at the company registrar. However, once you get your business license and you're ready to apply for company bank account, this is where your visa is required, because especially after the pandemic, banks have become pretty strict and they started requiring specific types of visas. For example, the visas they accept nowadays is business visa, which is M, and it has to be valid at least 1 month. The second type of visa they accept is work visa. Obviously, it has to be valid at least for 1 month. And finally, they also accept student visa. And obviously, it has to be valid as well. With the two first options, the account opening process is much easier. But with the student visa, it might be a little bit challenging. And there are banks might not accept that as well. So we'll have to try different banks. So this requirement is actually, I need to note, it's not an official requirement by any bank. If you check their websites, for example, it's not announced there. You cannot find this kind of official news or official requirements. But this is based on the practice. So what to do in this situation? Our recommendation is when you are in your home country and your purpose is to come to China to open a company and stay here potentially to run your company, is to get a business visa. And based on your citizenship, you might be able to get longer business visa as well. Especially if you come from a developed country, you might have the option to have 90-day visa or even 1-year visa sometimes. So if you can get longer one, get that. Because like I mentioned in the previous videos, when it comes to timing, for company registration here, nobody really can guarantee you, because nobody is in the position but the government, okay, to tell you the time frame. Because there's a heavy bureaucracy, we need to include that, and there's human factor as well. So approximately when we say about the timing of company registration, we say it's between 1.5 months and 3 months, okay, practically speaking. But of course, we can speed it up, we can push the process, etc., but we are not in the position of guaranteeing any timing. Okay, of course, the timing is not going to last unreasonably long, but still you need to consider those two elements, like human element and bureaucracy, which is really heavy here. So that's why it's better to get longer visa if you can, business visa, so that you can register the company, and once the business license is issued, you're also able to open your bank account for the company. And at the same time, you will be able to open a personal account. Because most of the banks, for example, all these major banks in China, they want you to have a personal account in that bank first before they open your company account. So that's why when you go there to open your company account, the process is divided into two. All right. So first they open a personal account, and then later on they say, let's open a company account. Maybe it can be on one day, or maybe they will ask you to come in the following day. In either case, this is the situation. All right. So many agencies I know recently, they tried to, they started actually promoting tourist visas as well. We don't really recommend having a tourist visa for this purpose, okay? If you're coming here to open a company and run your business, tourist visa is going to be useless, because we have seen people approaching us with 10-year tourist visa, for example, and they want to open a company here and they want to convert that tourist visa into work visa, sponsored by their own company here in China. In most of the cases, practically speaking, that's not going to be possible. The only solution here is to exit China, for example, to Hong Kong or somewhere else, and get a business visa, because business visa is convertible. So is work visa. If your work visa, for example, is sponsored by some company in China, you can convert that into your own company's work visa. And business visa as well, it's easily convertible if you qualify, of course. And tourist visa, unfortunately, is not possible to convert that. Okay, it's not convertible. And student visa, many students will get this question from a lot of international students as well. So if you are about to graduate and you hold this student visa in China, you can convert that student visa into your company's work visa. So this is the recommendation, guys, for the long term. And if your plan is to actually stay here, run your company, work for your company, the best visa is business visa, okay, if you're abroad right now.